Hi, my name's Gabriel. I'm a product specialist for PrintFactory, and I'd like to show you how to tune a spot or named color within the profiles. Assuming we already have a device set up and a profile PMM created, I've added the spot color library of the Pantone Coated, which gives you all the references as supplied. If you want to improve on what is from the box, as it were, we can tune each color. So I'll select Pantone 119C. I can tune that by clicking the button down there. This launches the main interface to do this. The main visual is a live connection to a color grid, A to J, 1 to 10, and this gives the values of each patch. The aim is to print the patch through the device you require and then select the color you like the most. Do that in the software, clicking it, and then every time you use that color name, that version will be output. On the left hand side we have the original color, and next to that the adjusted color. As we've not done anything yet, then those two are the same. To set the grid up, we have a number of options with the different dimensions. We also have a variation of doing the lab or the lightness, chroma and hue. So the second option gives you the chroma, hue and lightness down here, and the lab gives you the LAB to adjust here. One of the important things to acknowledge is the patch size. So on a small device you might be comfortable with 10mm. On large format printing you may well require it to be bigger, so I've gone to the maximum 50mm, and that will then output this file with each of these squares being 50mm. You have these three options to select your variance to improve the difference between each patch. So we have a step size and we have the count. So if we change the step size, that is the relative color value to the square next to it. So if we go up to 5 on this, then you can immediately see these colors have become quite different from each other across the grid. If we go in closer again to 2, then you can see the differences are a little bit more subtle. This can be applied to the 3 color settings and enable you to customize the grid that you want selected to output. You can also switch around your LAB in whichever version you want, as well as increasing the count. So if you want to have more grids to select from, you can actually increase the size, and this gives you more patches, still at 50mm, so they'll just all be bigger. So as you can see here, we have now the central point, which is what the software assumes you require, and then we've got in effect a browner version to the left and a greener version to the right. Equally, you can set the count to be a 20 by 20 grid, and again that will give you even more patches. As you can see, the relationships between the colors are quite large, so the scope is completely up to you how you customize it. I'll take it back to 10 and 10, and this gives you the 10 by 10 grid. In order to print this grid, we simply click print, and then this will send via the calibrator with the choices of your positioning through the RIP, and will output onto the device for printing to whatever device you require. Once this is printed in the correct environment, you can look at your colours, whether you're comparing it to a printed sample or a colour book. You can then identify the colour that you require. So if you're finding that your gold is a little bit too green, you can move back across the grid to pick up whichever colour you think is more correct. In this case, we'll imagine that we have colour 3C, and we can click on that to select that. As soon as you do that, it asks you if this is the one you want to use. You approve that, and then you can now see the new current version is 538-153, where the old values have changed. You can export this tune should you want to back it up, and if you're happy with everything, you simply click OK, and then Pantone 119 is now adjusted to output to those values.